players were nervous. They were grabbing at the ball rather than just picking up as it came to them. Very, very nervous. This whole environment, this stadium's getting to them. They just don't look polished and haven't got the continuity that we normally see from a French side.
Just impressed with the pressure and the concentration from England in defence.
That one staying inside the touchline, but close to it. And it will be a scrum feed here for England. The players going on with it.
It's interesting here. You've got the French have gone for selection. They've gone for Ramar, the more the tall athlete in the second row. Cadu, the other tougher second rower, but Ramar's not doing the work in the open. He's not the toughness, hasn't shown the toughness in the line-out.
Maybe they're missing Benazi. We're talking about toughness.
The Moroccan mauler.
Now the referee has ruled England in front of the kicker, and that surprises me because we had a good view of that one, and they all look to be making sure they were behind Richard Hill. So the French opting for a scrum where England was in front of the kicker. Jason Leonard, loose head prop on this side for England, opposed to Pascal Ondat. Gaultier. Session slipped it. Maynell gets through this time. Was there a little knock on by Caban? No, says the referee. This is Blanco. Shows the ball. That's the 22-metre line away to the right. England may have stolen it. Blanco ran into no man's land. This is Baptiste Lafont. They haven't put him on the ground. Champ. France come back at England. Gaultier. Lacroix. Maynell. Blanco still going.
Sella complaining there. He's been taken out of the play without the ball.
And he reacted. He's complaining that his jersey was being held by one of the England players.
Well, we haven't seen Sella in any of these back row moves. Maybe being held onto. He's normally the bloke that's doing most of the play, but
it's good work here. Blanco gets the ball centre field and is able to get territory. The last times he's carried the ball, he's gone away from his support. And Maynell and, it's Salah and Rob Andrew and a bit of pushing and shoving. And there, holding his shirt out, saying to the referee, but he was holding me.
Yes, there was nothing in that incident. Silla simply pushed Andrew away. There was no punch.
You can see it in the background there. They're just holding onto each other. There was a little swinging arm, but very little damage done, as usually the case in the backs.
Still, it might cost France a penalty, or will it? The two men being called out. And I think the non-awarding of a penalty would be the correct outcome.
France showing very exciting moments in their play, but lacking the continuity to link them together. Ball retention has not been good.
I think that's because of that fairly soft preparation. As we said, their other games had been more like touch football, and they could crank up the pace just when they desired. Missing a hard run.
Tremendous young prospect, Jason Leonard, loose head prop on this side against the old campaigner Ondat.
Very dangerous period here for England. France just putting it up another cog. Scrum seems to be a bit more organised than it was in the first half.
So Session. Well over the scrum here, number 8.
Skinner's come off.
A little bit of headbutting going on there in the front row. Gaultier. Here comes Saint-André. It's 15 metres up. And it'll be a French scrum feed.
Plenty of get square there in the ruck players, French players driving in, finding the French and finding the English under a bit of pressure and not well balanced, giving them a quick dig up the ribs with the shoulder.
England just slowing things down here to regroup.
That's their modus operandi.
And Mickey Skinner in a bit of bother here.
And it was he that got one up the ribs.
Pressure on Skinner. Skinner, a player that got good skills, plays well on the sevens, but gets caught around the edges a bit.
Just watch, there he is, half at the back, and he gets one right in the back. The head and the shoulder, and one over the top as well. So he'd be feeling that. Also, Ackford getting one for his trouble.
Well, the Parc des Princes will erupt if France can score here. But the pressure comes from the England scrum. France have taken the play over the advantage line. Winterbottom trying to hold on. 5 meters out. It's Rumar slipping it back. And again it goes to ground. Another scrum. Cadieux and Dooley having a go. So too is Winterbottom. Tempers frayed.
Plenty of big stuff in here. England defending. You watch, there's a bit of tramping on the ground, and then a few tempers break loose. A couple of punches going in over the top by Ackford.
Surprised the referee pulled it up there. The ball was on its way out. France were looking hot. The pressure right on England here. French scrums pulled itself together.
Good composure shown by the referee.
Good angles there, you can see from the camera. Skinner's off the side. He's offside. He must be behind the furthermost foot.
As Gary was saying, a flanker isn't bound with just one hand on the scrum, so he could be penalised rather easily. Just watch again. This is number 6 on this. He's not bound, and he's in front of the last feet.
Number 8, Session, driven back in the tackle by that offside man. And we had a good view. It was on the other side of the scrum to the referee. And look at the snarling there from Brian Moore.
Great competitor here, and Mark McBain have had lots of battles in the front, and McBain leads 40 love at this stage.
And it's against the loose head prop for taking the scrum down. A lot of niggle in that front row.
And a quick punch from Ondarts. He's struggling. He's been copping it during the game. Jason Leonard's putting it to him, and they're picking him off a little bit. Watch this up from underneath.
Well, in this situation, you probably find the referee very quick to blow things up. And also, if the opportunity for a penalty half appears, he'll give it, because it really could erupt.
It tells you just the feeling between these two countries. Englishmen in France aren't the most welcome of people. And on the rugby field, it really is the marionettes play out the game extremely well. Now, this is a settler for sure.
Yes, it's a differential penalty. England coming across the line of touch. They didn't have the half-metre tunnel. And France look as though they're going to work a move. They can't take a direct shot at goal, but they can pass and then go for a drop goal.
Doesn't seem as though they're terribly well organised.
What's new? Lacroix. Gary Allen. 5 metres out. It bounced off England's shoulders. Gaultier! Baptiste Lafond scores a level.
Well, it was great that he got the try. I believe on that other scrum when Skinner was offside, he stopped the try on the blind side, but the French pressure was good enough to come through. A bounce ball wasn't taken on the full, and then he bounced ball around. The French are just so strong.
They outflanked England here. They worked it well, and they kept their composure. They had Underwood turning, and Lafond that time got on his outside. Did very well to slip past. Good work by Gaultier. In fact, it's Nigel Hislop, the right winger there. Richie Hill, oh so late.
Sweeps extremely well, Gautier, as it comes around. As it pops around, he just gets the ball wide. Philip Cox used to play the same way, to be able to swing around the outside and swing on it with pace. As soon as a player's turned at this level of international play, you've got him.
And Baptiste Lafont, Jean, is a class act. Very strong finisher. That was his 6th try of the tournament. This is Thierry Lacroix, who put France in the lead for the first time. Just out to the left. Not much in it. So what a climax in store in Paris. Scores deadlocked.
Well, French scrum seems to have got its act together. The second phase has always been good. It's whether their line-out play, they can dominate there. Territory's certainly gone France's way.
Lacroix gets his touch outside the 22, 35 metres out from the French goal line. It's 10-all.
Let's see if they can get some of the English ball from the line out.
3-3-7.
Gautier again. This is the prop forward Lascoux. He was met by solid defence. Winterbottom was in there. Blanco into open space. Well, that's inspiring stuff from the French captain.
Well, they've got some flow in their game. They showed when they scored the try, it came after a passage of some 5 or 6 phases of play. Now they've won the English ball from the line-out. They've worked it downfield and they've balanced quite a lot more.
Well, play so far in rucks and balls. France 25, England 14. You see that's the way they want to play it. Move it around. It's how they can link those 25 together to get the points.
Ackford at the front. Vital line-out win. And a huge kick by Rob Andrew. Philippe Saint-André. But there have been question marks over the England pack. Their average age on the other side of 30. And their ability to see out the 4 weeks of intensive competition has been queried. They'll answer those queries here this afternoon.
Okay. 0-6-8.
Wade Dooley and Roumar. 2 metres. Dooley says, I don't want it. They've changed the call. Ackford at the front. Watch him. He got it. Knocked on by Roumar. Stephen Hilditch of Ireland, touch judge on this side. This is Teague. Into the inside backs. Hill now. France are back down here. Gascott lost it. But the referee says it was knocked down. Or has he ruled a knock on? If he's ruled a knock on, Silla's saying, what about the advantage?
Teague Gascott with the ball in his hand. And it was slapped the ball, but it came off the English player last. And therefore, it was play on for mine.
And now the French have obviously chatted back at the referee, complained about the decision and the lack of advantage, and it's cost them a penalty and a possible 3-pointer.
Just watch the balls in Gascott's hands. They come at it and slip and whack at the ball, but the ball hadn't left Gascott's hands.
And Silla was off down the field.
He wouldn't have gone for a deliberate knockdown, would he? Or
might have been penalised for a deliberate knock-on, yes.
which
Good call, Gary.
seems crazy if it was.
Well, not when you're knocking the ball out of the guy's arms. You're allowed to do that. It's only when you're knocking down a pass that it's a deliberate knock-on. Champ looking a bit casual. But Lacroix off the side of his boot. So England mounting pressure here now. Still 10 all, and we're about 24 minutes from full time.
Some composure needed by this English pack. They've got to get back to some steady ball winning. The place that they're likely to do it more is here in the line-out. Andrew's not going to use it fancily. They've got to get it and drive upfield.
Richard Hill cleans up well. 10 from halfway. France come away. This is Webb.
Well, I thought that was bad use of the ball by Galtier. That was a sort of a nothing kick in the hands running at the Englishman. The French would have been a big handful there. They got the ball against the flow, and Galtier took what I say, or what I'd consider as the soft option.
That's Mike Teague. Referee says play on Leonard. Moore offloaded to Teague again.
It was in front of him. Came off his shoulder, but it was marginal.
Teague loves this style of play. Just running off the edges of rucks and walls. The harder it is, the better.
Yes, he only played in 2 tests on the Lions tour of Australia, and he was man of the series. Now there, the French number 8 stayed bound. Lacroix. Jonathan Webb. Saint-André. Oh, it's back to Lacroix. He was inside the 22, so he can't kick out on the field. Another stoppage here. I think the referee just wants that half-metre tunnel.
7-0-1.
Whether he gets it's another question. Not many have got it so far in this championship.
The match is finely balanced. Dooley with arms all round him. It was actually Paul Ackford. Taken by Rumar. Tackled by Teague. Blanco inside the 22. Really pumping that one down the touchline.
Well, interesting here, the English will just keep putting in the air, waiting for the mistake, waiting for the French to pull the penalty, get the goal. As soon as the French get to the territory, as you can see, they're ahead in that respect. Try and win it, ball in the hand.
Well, 15-6 the line out so far to England, and this has been crucial for them since half-time. 5-1, and this will make it 6. So that's been the statistic which is of most interest. Possession won from first phase ball.
So we're into the final quarter of the game, and it's 10 apiece. Who will be Scotland's opponent next Saturday at Murrayfield?
And you can hear the English anthem in the crowd. Swing low, sweet chariot, they've adopted as their catch cry.
It was so important for the breakaway here. Skinner's out wide. Good protection.
Andrew kicking back towards the touchline. Doesn't quite get the angle he wanted. And Blanco follows. This is Webb. Hill. Clever kick.
It's good play from Jonathan Webb. What he's doing is bringing Blanco outside his 22, which puts some pressure on Blanco, who's been always the entertainer, to do something special. And Webb has just not kicked the ball too deep, which is the whole key to it. And it's up to Blanco to do something, and they cover him very well.
Well, they'll go
pressure having to kick wide. Pressure's really on France, putting it on themselves.
Well, this is a wonderful opportunity for England now to clinch a possible quarter-final spot.
David Bishop asking for a gap in that line-out. I think he's got more chance of having Christmas not come this year.
The English just settling things here for their 29-year-old hooker, Brian Moore. Dooley. I think it was Winterbottom who picked up that deflection off the ground. Or was it Teague? England drive ahead for the scrum feed, just outside the goal line.
Teague driving into his own man there in that second phase. Fortunately not to be penalised.
Watch this English scrum and see if they can keep their composure, keep it straight. France will be trying to wheel. On darts going across the prop.
Skinner. Coming back for Hill.
Any number of hands will do.
If Mr. Bishop had chosen to come this side, you'd have seen a little game of basketball going on.
Paul Ackford going in, but
here it is on the ground.
It is out of the ruck.
There's a couple of hands there, all scooping for it.
There's Philippe Morocco, the converted hooker, formerly a prop.
Rob Andrew will be looking for the field goal position.
Teague. Winterbottom lost a head. That's Kadur who picked up, and Blanco to relieve. Well, that was a wasted opportunity for England.
Richie Hill was nailed on the short side, I think, by Serge Blanco.
I'm surprised they didn't go the field goal.
Yeah, the ball came out too quickly from the scrum. It wasn't controlled. Surprised the England back row, and they muffed it.
Well, Teague plays number 8 for Gloucester. But the change in the back row just lacking a little conviction.
Paul Ackford soaring above his opponent. Here it comes for Hill and Andrew. Deft little kick over the top. Galtier, and France into touch again. Keith Lawrence, touch judge on the far side from New Zealand.
Well, Rob Andrews' kick past run statistics will be rather interesting when we get those up, because forever just lobbing the ball over the top. It's very uninteresting rugby, but they've proven it to be effective.
But percentage rugby is rugby with risk, and England may yet pay for their conservative approach. Mike Teague penalised.
Very delicate position right now. England wanting to graft their way down, just hoping to get that penalty to get ahead. The French just trying to get that line-out ball, set phase ball, to be able to just do a bit with it.
Lacroix just testing the breeze there with a piece of grass. The French have struggled to get out of their territory over the last 15 minutes. Rob Andrew has received the ball 21 times and kicked it 15. Thank you, Bill McGann. Dooley there. This is Ackford. It's coming back for England. Hill. Caban, number 7, has to stay bound. Andrew. Saint-André. It's about 30 metres out from the French goal line. Score still locked at 10-10.
It's quite simple. You've got line out ball being dominated by the English. Straight to Andrew. Play to the next line out. Play territory. Keep the French down there. Wait for the mistakes.
Skinner and Gadieu at the front. Coming straight through the line out there. And a chance now for England to hit the lead.
Just watch. Here's the pushing and the shoving. See that player just moving through the gap there? He's not jumping in the line out, therefore he cannot cross the line down between the two packs.
Very interesting seeing Dooley how high he gets if he does get lifted here. No, he did go up himself.
Yes, Laurent Coban, the man penalised, pouring through the lineouts.
Well, not only are the scores locked together, but since half-time the ruck and maul have been shared 11-all. But overall, it still favours France in that passage of play, 28-22.
Rob Andrew. Well, a surprise kicker there. Jonathan Webb has been the man taking the shots. And he really hooked that one away. But none of the kickers have really enjoyed these Adidas balls in the World Cup. Perhaps the only man who has is Ralph Keys, the Irish number 10.
I'd have thought that Gavin Hastings proved today that it was a use for a little cherry to kick. A rather good kick.
This is Rob Andrew.
Rob Andrew's been very resilient today.
Here's Blanco, chancing his arm and getting a good purchase on that one. England leading in the lineouts by 19-7, and since half-time they've won them 9-2. And Ackford and Dooley have really held sway.
Proben sweeping has secured quite a few of those possessions, but they're using Ackford at the front, who's being able to get across and does it again.
Shot knocked on. Referee spotting a knock on initially from the line out, though, by the Frenchman.
That Champ can come through the line as soon as the ball is tapped by Ackford at the front, back the England way. Champ is able to come through the line out and attack the halfback.
Great effort here by Ackford and Dooley in the lineouts. Dooley has it now. Huge man.
Easy to see here how the ball player takes it up. He needs his blockers around the edge to protect it so the ball can move back.
Just doesn't seem to be any organisation in the English back row moves. Teague taking it one out that time, and it was only good work by Dooley breaking quickly from the second row that just maintained the possession.
10 minutes to go. England just trying to get the play down inside the French 22, wait for the mistake and get the penalty goal.
Ondart's working hard on this side for this scrum. Jason Leonard planting his feet a little bit, makes him a little bit inflexible. Like to see him bring his feet up a little bit and attack the Frenchman. Galtier just sort of knocking the ball down, interfering with it. Knocking on.
Move that England tried against USA at Twickenham.
Teague at halfback and Richie Hill sliding off.
Richard Hill. Andrew with the tester. Blanco underneath. He's in trouble. 7 metres out, but he got it away to Sella. Well, heroic stuff there from the two most experienced Frenchmen. Blanco and his 93rd international. Sella now well into the 80s.
What fantastic play by Sella. That shows responsibility for the ball. Getting back to his captain, ripping it off him. A great example that all backs should do is get around and look after the ball when it's kicked to them.
And there is one horrifying thought in this game. This match could be decided on the toss of a coin. If it's level at full time, they'll play 10 minutes each way. And then it comes down to the side that scored the most tries. Well, it's one each at the moment. And then it's the side that's had the least number of players sent off in the tournament. And if it's still equal, they toss a coin. It happened to Australia in the Hong Kong Sevens, and everyone thought that was a disaster. It could happen in the World Cup. Gary Pearce knows all about that as a player.
Imagine this crowd if they lost it on the toss of a coin in the middle of the pitch.
This is Jean-Baptiste Lafont. But the territory has been all England. The French have been under siege. And it's another scrum feed for England. French arguing with the referee, but he had no choice. England was going forward.
Well, I wonder whether we'll see Rob Andrew run the ball. I doubt it. I think we'll see either he'll go over the top down that side and take Underwood down the line with him, or Andrew put it up under the posts.
Richard Hill into the deep channel. Guscott. And that one's gone too far. This is Blanco. Keeping the ball in play. Rob Andrew. Once he's run 5 metres, those players can then come inside the 10. This is Saint-André. Didn't have much angle, but he's done pretty well. And he's arguing with the touch judge, the Irishman.
Tongue-in-cheek, I think.
He's just trying to get out. 2 more metres counts.
The French camp on tenterhooks inside the last 10 minutes. We have the prospect of extra time. Wade Dooley, but jumping off shoulders. France play on. The English, were they back to 10? The referee says yes, they were. Caban. The French get a spurt on. Well, that's a strange penalty.
Well, the French player came through over the top of Caban and shouldered the Englishman on the ground, who was Jeff Proban. That can be the only call. Watch it as he takes it forward. He goes to ground beautifully, then over the top and drives in on the player. So I think going over the top.
Yes, it's a tough call when you are the team in possession and going forward, but the referee was perfectly right.
But he was a metre from the ball.
Pascal Andart went straight over.
But he was down. He was already driving in that motion before Caban went to ground. So he was tough call.
He was driving in motion. He also fell on a bloke who was a metre away from where the ball was laid back. So it absolutely had nothing to do with where the breakdown of play was.
But Gary, if the players don't know by now that they have to stay on their feet, well, they deserve to be penalised, because the referees, whether we agree with it, have made that patently clear. This one can win a semi-final berth for England. Jonathan Webb. It's there. It's crept over. Amazing pressure kick by Jonathan Webb. A controversial penalty. And England by 3.
It'll be interesting just to see how this creeps over the bar. Whether it clears it or just comes off the bar. 2 players jump up. No, it was Blanco behind the post, trying desperately to knock it back over. I don't think that counts. I don't think it's 1 point, as it would be south of the Murray River.
I tell you, if I was playing cards with Blanco, I'd make sure he rolled his sleeves up.
Well, we're 5 metres from halfway, and we have about 5 minutes to go. England leading by 13 to 10. Remember, the French knocked Australia out in a dramatic semi-final at Concord in 1987. A last-ditch try by Serge Blanco.
We was robbed on that day too. A knock on badly.
The French go ahead through Cadour. Gaultier. Champ. Promising build-up here. Great sense of urgency now from the French. Salah. It's Maynell. Here it comes. Referee plays advantage. This could be a penalty. He says play on. Caban. And Skinner. France desperate to hold onto the ball. And a scrum feed for them.
Well, it was a definite penalty in there. There was a wide arm came right over to stop the ball from coming out.
It's very tense. Neither side has yielded at any stage. We're down to the last few minutes. Rock solid French scrum. They try to take it ahead, but England wheel it. It's a shot. And another scrum in front of the posts.
Well, something was lost in the translation there in the back row. It was the boss talking to the Northern French or whatever, but no one knew where they were going.
Should have been well enough presented. It was a good solid scrum. Now it's up to Brian Moore and Jeff Proban. They're the ones that can unsettle this scrum.
Ball retention important for the French here. They're doing it in slow motion at the moment. And it was stationary. It has to be a French feed.
They don't know what they're doing at the back. They're not doing it. They're not going forward. They're not doing it at pace. All the things wrong.
What's Winterbottom here is it comes around. They're running. They haven't got over the advantage line. The ball goes down as Winterbottom comes around over the top.
Winterbottom is still onside. That ball's playable and can do it. No doubt in my mind about that.
Yeah, there was no ruck or more formed. And is there going to be a penalty here on the top stats report from Stephen Hilditch? Laurent Caban is going to be penalised for indiscriminate rucking here, it would seem. And that may well have been the last hurrah for the French. Andrew gains only 10 metres, but there's only a minute of playing time to go, plus injuries, and there haven't been many of those. It's all or nothing now for France.
Can England make it 4 out of 4 at Parc de France?
Great jump at the back by Dooley. Blanco, he's got to go. Look at the wall of England jumpers. He was fouled late. The referee says no, it wasn't. Webb gets his kick away. France just haven't got the men back there. This is Lafont.
England defence coming up well in the line. They did when Blanco brought the ball up, and that player's offside.
Yep, he's inside the 10 metres from where the ball alighted. Unfortunate bounce, it came straight back towards him.
He probably doesn't see that often in the loose. So Blanco's gone for the Academy Award, and it's moved across to the far side. They've gone for the
very average performance from Blanco today. He's been indecisive. His kicks haven't gone out on the full. In fact, they've gone open and created all sorts of pressure for his forwards.
He's put enormous pressure on his own team, Blanco. Hasn't been positive in the way he's gone for the ball. Caught it and then worked out what he had to do. He hadn't worked it out before, hadn't attacked it.
Listen to that English crowd.
We're playing injury time. But it looks as though England will take on Scotland at Murrayfield in the first semi-final next Saturday.
And it will be standing room only.
A replay of the 1990 Grand Slam decider. Heslop comes through. Perfectly placed kick. Lafont driven over the goal line. And it's away! England has stolen the ball.
This is great work. This is the Richie Hill special. Over the top, Hislop came through. They trapped the ball high. They've pulled it loose. And I'm not sure it's...
Is it Carling?
Carling.
Probably Carling, I think. Lying on top of the ball. What a time to inject himself into the game.
Watch Carling come through here. He's come through Tremendous
There
competitor,
he is,
Carling.
number 13.
He's gone in
He's
after
trapped the ball. He's just slapped the ball away. You couldn't believe your luck here. He smuggled it well, stayed on his feet very strong, down to the ground and over David Bishop, well placed.
So England get the clinching try in injury time, appropriately scored by skipper Will Carling, who's barely touched the ball. When he did, he set up the first try. But it's England-Scotland in the first semi-final next week.
Lovely kick from Richie Hill.
What it shows is that if you don't put the England pack backwards, Hill's got all the time in the world to pop the ball over the top, and that's the formula for England to win.
This surely will be full time. The England supporters will go home happy. The match is all over. And the Rose of England advances to meet the Thistle of Scotland at Murrayfield next Saturday. David Bishop hurriedly off the Parc des Princes. The French are out. Serge Blanco bows out with defeat in his final international appearance. 19 plays 10. The French really had the chance to come back into the game very late, but couldn't. The touch judge report went against them. But I think great credit to the England line-out men, Wade, Dooley and Paul Ackford, because they ensured a steady supply of that first phase possession in the second half, which kept the French under pressure. So the final score, England 19, defeating France 10.
Well, it's certainly a great performance by the tight five from England. They set the platform. Interesting selections next week with Dean Richards. Will be interesting. I think the French had lost it. They lost it basically because they didn't compete well enough in the tight five. They relied on their second phase game, which wasn't enough by the end of it. And it was that England grit at the end which won through, and some real star play by Guscott and Carling to get the points.
Yes, it was the tactics of England were always going to be that way. Andrew,
Carbon copy,
putting the ball up and
copy
keeping the pressure on.
Of the Five Nations, when they just don't change it much. There seems a little reason to change it. It isn't beautiful to watch. It isn't pretty in any way, shape or form, but it is very effective. And the English line-out men did very well, particularly with Probyn sweeping off those loosely won balls. They won quite a lot of the French throw-ins, and it was Probyn there sort of driving the ball over. And, you know, they lost the ruck and maul, but the French couldn't do anything with it. They obviously, the soft entry into the semi was the telling factor in the end. They weren't organised, they weren't hardened. And
speechless.
Well,
I mean, what a game. It was so hard, so tense.
Well, let's go back and hear from Will Carling, the England skipper.
For so long in the first half and at the beginning of the second, and we showed tremendous character in this stadium. And it was one of our best ever wins.
How did you rally yourselves in the second half?
Well, just with good defence, I think, really. We've always come here and defended really well. We had a couple of big tackles in our own 22, which lifted the spirits and drove us back. They got frustrated because they weren't scoring, and we just kept at it, and well, you know, I'm speechless.
And you won a lot of line-out ball as well in the second half of the second half.
We did. Paul and Wade won a lot of ball, which meant we could keep them pinned. It might not be pretty to watch, but I'm sure the guys back home in England, you know, we were pinning them in their half. They got frustrated, and in the end, I think we just about deserved it.
To win at the Parc des Princes must always be a fantastic occasion, but in the World Cup as well, something very special for you.
Well, I've had two previous wins, one with the Lions and one with England in 1990. But to come in here, as you say, in the World Cup, in this atmosphere, so tense, and pull that off is a brilliant win.
And you're in the semi-final.
Absolutely, yeah, can't wait.
Against Scotland.
Is that right? Oh, well, here we go again, same as 2 years ago.
Thanks very much, Rob.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes, Rob Andrew received the ball 26 times and kicked it 20 times, and the tactics in the end certainly paid off. But don't forget the semi-final next Saturday local time. That will be Sunday morning Australian time. England and Scotland at Murrayfield, a replay of the 1990 Grand Slam decider. And also don't forget our highlights coming up at 6 o'clock around Australia, and these will feature the two quarterfinals between Scotland and Western Samoa, played here at Murrayfield, and France and England. And of course, later tonight, we have Australia's quarter-final against Ireland from Lansdowne Road in Dublin, and then we go across the channel to New Zealand, Canada, played in Lille, and our coverage starting at 9:30. Well, thank you very much, Chris. And Gary, it's been a marathon performance. You've enjoyed it. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Fantastic. We are looking forward to tomorrow and looking forward to next week with this stadium again full to the brim.
Gary?
I want to see Australia really perform. They're right up there with them now after that Wales win. They've got it behind them, and it's going to be sit down on Monday and have a look at where the real standard lies, and I think we'll be there. Okay, well, on behalf of our ABC team here at Murrayfield, we're now going to catch a plane to Dublin, and we'll see you tomorrow for Australia's quarter-final against Ireland. Gordon Bray for ABC Sport.